name is Alicia Worthy. I'm founder and owner of Cupcakes Stiletto. We're the original shoe cakery. We bake gourmet cupcakes and we sell shoes from independent designers.
Hey everybody, this is Chef Lovely, celebrity chef and recording artist. I'm also the culinary specialist for Bloomingdale's.
And so today we will be making our popular caramel apple cupcake. It's great for the holidays. And it's actually inspired by the Dolce Vita bale, which is kind of complements our dulce de leche frosting for our caramel apple. First, we're using organic butter. We'll be creaming that. Granulated sugar, a little bit of sour cream. It really helps with the moisture of the cupcake. Milk, our spiced cake mix. It's flour and a lot of fall spices, eggs, and pure Madagascar vanilla, and fresh organic Granny Smith apples. We love using organic, natural, and fresh products at Cupcakes Stiletto.
So, okay, we'll go ahead. She's gonna get started. She's gonna put the butter, she's gonna put the sugar into our KitchenAid stand mixer. This is called creaming. You are taking your butter, your sugar, or if you're using brown sugar for a different type of recipe, put it on high. You wanna whip it until it's well combined. The sugar's gonna start dissolving a little bit, and that's called a classic creaming method.
Mix a little bit more.
Don't get a flour shower.
Yeah, I have to keep it on low so it doesn't splatter.
Ready to go. All on your face.
So we're gonna alternate the dry ingredients with the milk. So I think it's mixed pretty well, very well.
Yeah, that looks good.
And so the last step is kind of one of our secrets, is to fold into the batter some spiced apples. And so organic Granny Smith is my favorite, especially for this time of the year.
Granny Smith is definitely a good apple to use because it's very tart.
Yes.
Because we're adding a lot of sweet things here, so that tartness along with that sour cream is going to cut through. And it's a firmer apple. So while it's baking, it's not going to turn into apple sauce. You'll still have a little bit of texture within the pastry that you're making. So that's why professional chefs, we love a Granny Smith whenever we're baking anything.
And so we actually add spices to the apples, and it really brings out the flavor. And just simmer it on the stove for a little bit. And it's really important not to fill the cupcake liners all the way. Kind of fill it 3/4 of the way, that way it won't overflow in the oven when you're baking. So I put about a scoop and a half in each baking pan.
So what temperature do you have your oven
at? At 350 for 20 to 25 minutes.
Perfect.
These are ready to go into the oven.
So now we're going to make our frosting.
Yes. Okay. First, we want to cream the butter. I'm going to use powdered sugar, dulce de leche. One of my secrets is using real whipping cream and a little bit of vanilla extract. So I'm gonna cream the butter first for a little bit. And it's important for the butter to be at room temperature.
And then the opposite when you're doing something cold. So let's say for instance you're making some whipped cream, you got a little strawberry shortcake or something like that going on, right? So whenever you're making something cold, you can take your entire bowl with the attachment, put it in the freezer. Take your cream, put that in the freezer, everything that you're going to use. So that way it's going to whip much quicker for you, and it's going to have much body at the same time. So when it comes to baking, even though it's very precise, there's still little tips and tricks that you can do to help you really get to that nice finished product as well.
Okay, so I think we can add a little bit of the powdered sugar on low. Make sure it's on low as you're adding it. Right now we're gonna add a teaspoon of vanilla. I'll add a teaspoon of whipping cream. It just adds a great consistency to the frosting. Mix that just a little bit, not too long, just for a few seconds. Then next what we wanna do is add some secret ingredient, dulce de leche, into the frosting. And we don't wanna add it all at one time, just a part of it, and then we're gonna fold it at the end, just to add that extra flavor. Just wanna make sure it's all out. So next what we'll do is actually put this in the piping bag, but it's important to not frost the cupcakes until it cools from the oven. So once it cools, we'll frost. One trick at home for when you're putting frosting to the piping bag, sometimes you can use a cup just to hold it. It just makes it easier to put the frosting inside. Sometimes I use that in our commercial kitchen. Bakers usually either use the piping method where you use a pastry bag and pipe it off and make a beautiful design, or the more traditional method of a spatula. And we actually incorporate both methods together it was very important for us to have a very modern, forward-thinking design for our cupcakes. So we actually incorporate both, and we'll show you once the cupcakes are cool. And one good thing when your cupcakes, to make sure that they're fully done, is to take a toothpick and insert it in. If they come out clean, then you know that they're done. So what we're gonna do is, I like to use an extra round tip or large round tip. It's just for our twirl, for our swirl. So it just kind of keeps it clean. So you want to go on the outside of the cupcake and just go around and just go up and then 2 swirls. Okay, so do another one.
Perfection.
And just swirl it up with love. So what we do at Cupcakes Slow, just to make it a little more unique to us, just take the spatula, just go around, just kind of keeps the edges kind of clean and gives it a unique look to try to incorporate both. So you just want to go around the cupcake. Just kind of go around. It's just a unique look for us. That's what makes our cupcake so unique also, and the secret surprise in the middle, other than the Granny Smith apples in the cake, is the dulce de leche filling. So one great tip is to place the filling, any filling, it could be a fruit filling, but for this case, this is dulce de leche. Just put it in a pastry bag with a small tip and just go in the center and just pull out. And it's a beautiful center. Just go in,
Chocolate.
pull out. Yes, chocolate.
Shawty's favorite.
and just put a little bit of the frosting on top.
Fantastic. Well, I'm just going to finish garnishing her cupcakes.
Yeah.
We want to thank you so much for coming out today in support of Bloomingdale's and, of course, Cupcake Stiletto.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.